Question 1 was, which of the following is rational number? Which of the following is a rational number? So a rational number is a number that can be written as a fraction. Okay, so in this question, the correct answer was C, square root of 9. Okay, that was the answer, C. Okay, so question 2 was round off 6.9960 correct to 2 decimal places. So this question, they're asking you to round off this number to 2 decimal places. So what we're going to do is we're going to write the number first, and after we write the number, we need to identify the numbers that will be included in our answer, or the decimal places that will be left. Okay, and we also identify the number that we're going to get rid of. So the numbers that are going to be affected is 9. So when you are writing this number, this 9, which I've underlined in red, will be the last digit in our answer. It may be the last place value in this answer, and this number pointed by an arrow will be the number that will be removed. That number will be removed, as well as 0 will be removed. Immediately we remove 6, that means even 0 will go together with 6. Okay, so that means the numbers that won't be affected are 6.9. Okay, 6.9 may not be affected. However, we don't have to write the number 9 and 6. We are going just to write those two to show that these are not going to be affected, may not be affected. Okay, so we can say when we look at 6, which is going to be removed, is it equal to 5 or greater than 5 or less than 5? We know that 6 is greater than 5. So since 6 is greater than 5, that means we're going to add 1 to 9, which is underlined by a red line. So when you add 1 to 9, it's going to give us 10. Okay, now remember, we cannot write 2 digits at one place value. So that means we are going to write 0 here and carry 1, we take it to the next 9 on the left side. So when you say 9 plus 1 will give us 10. The same thing, we cannot write 2 digits at one place value. So that means we will remain with 0 there, and then 1 will be taken to 6. So 6 plus 1 will give us 7. Okay, so the answer is 7.00 when we round off 6.996 to correct 2 decimal places. So which means our answer here was going to be 7.00, and the answer was B. Okay, let's go to question 3. Okay, question 3 was as follows. Evaluate -3 minus -5. Okay, so the options were A, -8, B, -2, and C, +2, D, +15. Okay, excuse me. So what you need to do is this. First, I'm going to write the expression down. Then I want to, since we have got negative and negative there, I want to get rid of 2 signs following each other. So I'm going to write -3, then negative times -5. So there we can even say -1 times -5, or negative times -5 will give us +5. Okay. At this stage, you can also get rid of the brackets which are covering -3. So you can say negative 3 plus negative 5. Then when you evaluate that, negative 3 plus negative 5 is going to give us positive 2. So the answer was C. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, so question 4 was as follows. Find the value of 2 raised to the power of 4 plus negative 3 raised to the power of 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this expression down. Then I'm going to expand these numbers or these terms, which is I'm going to have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which will be added to 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. Okay, once I've done this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to evaluate the numbers in brackets. So let's start with the 2. 2 times 2 will be 4. 4 times 2 will be 8. 8 times 2 will be 16. So the value of that expression is 16, which will be added to negative 3 times negative 3 will give us positive 9, which is going to be plus 9. Okay. Once we have done this, the next thing we're going to do is now we're going to add 16 plus 9 will give us 25. So the correct answer in that question was A. Okay, let's go to question 5. Okay, question 5 was as follows. Find the value of x in the figure below. So this is the figure which is drawn, where you can see that there is 3x, x, and 5x, and these are angles. Okay, so these are angles, and they are telling us to find the value of x. Now, one thing you should note is that these all 3 angles, they are forming angle on a point, or at a point, angle at a point. Okay, so meaning all these 3 angles, when you add them, they should give you 360 degrees. They should give you 360 degrees. Therefore, when you add 3x plus x plus 5 should give us 360 degrees. So that's what you need to do. You need just to add those 3 angles. So when you add that, 3x plus x will give us 4x. 4x plus 5 will give us 9x, which is equal to 360 degrees. Here, what you need to do is you divide both sides by 9. So you do like this. Okay. Then 9 down and 9 on top will cancel each other, leaving us with x. Then we say 9 into 3, it can't. 9 cannot go into 3. Therefore, we're going to get 6 and put it together with 3, which will become 36. 9 into 36 will give us 4. Then remainder 0. Now, as you can see, the 0, we haven't used it, so we're going to put it to the quotient, which is going to be 40. Then we're going to get the degree sign and put it like that. Then the answer will be 40 degrees. So the answer to this question was B, 40 degrees. 40 degrees was the correct answer. Please bear with me that B, C, and D, I did not put the degree signs, but they should have degree signs. Okay, so it's the correct answer was B, which is 40 degrees. Let's go to question number 6. Question 6 was 5 students scored the following marks in mathematics test: 40, 50, 10, 80, 80. What was the mini mark? What was the mini mark? So you need to understand that the mini mark is the average. Okay, the average mark. So to find the average mark, we add all the marks, then we divide by the number of the number of students. Since there are 5, so meaning and the marks are 5, that means we're going to divide by 5. So we're going to write like this: 40 plus 50 plus 10 plus 80 plus 80. Then the sum of that divided by 5. Okay, so we find first the sum of 40 plus 50 plus 10 plus 80 plus 80. So when you add 40 plus 50 will give us 90. 90 plus 10 will give us 100. 100 plus 80 will give us 180. 180 plus 80 will give us 260, which will be divided by 5. Okay? Okay? Now we're going to say, we're going to divide 260 by 5. So, 2 divided by 5, we can't. 2 is smaller than 5, or we can, but the answer will be a decimal number. So we want to have the answer which is a whole number. Therefore, going to get 6 and put it together with 2, then it becomes 26. So 26 divided by 5, we are going to have 5, remainder 1. So it's 5, we cancel 26 and remainder 1. So there on top we're remaining with 10. Okay, so we say 5 into 10, or 10 divided by 5 will give us 2. Okay, so the mini mark is 52. Okay, I did not put the options. So here were the options. So we have got A, which is 40, B, which is 50, C, which is 52, and D, which is 80. So the correct answer was C, which is 52. Let's go to question number 7. Question 7 was, how many edges has the solid cone below? How many edges has the solid cone below? Okay, so you need to look at the cone down here, and then you need to see it, look at it, study it. Then you have to state the number of edges this cone has. So basically, the number of edges the cone has, this is just a fact. It has 1 edge. It has 1 edge. So the correct answer is A, 1. It has 1 edge. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Question 8 was, which of the following is an output device? A, keyboard, B, mouse, C, microphone. So when you look at keyboard, this keyboard is an input device. It puts information in the computer. It helps a user to put information in the computer. So keyboard is an input device. Then mouse as well, it helps the person to put the information in the computer or manipulate the computer well. Okay. C, microphone also is an input device. It helps somebody to put information. If you are recording your voice or the sound, then that means you're going to use the microphone to put the voice or the sound in the computer. So it's an input device. Then D, speaker. It helps the sound which has been processed in the computer to come out. So it is an output. So the correct answer was D, which is speaker, which is an output. Let's go to question 9. Question 9 was as follows. Given that E, which is E stands for universal set, is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and set A is equal to 2, 4, 5, and set B is equal to 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. List a complement intersection B. A complement intersection B. Okay, so to answer this question, what you need to do is this. First, you need to list members of a complement and members of set B. Okay, so members of set A complement are, so you can write set A complement is equal to, so if you don't know, when we say set A complement, we are talking about members that are not found in set A, but they are in universal set. Okay, these members which are in universal set but they are not found in set A, that is set A complement in this scenario. Okay, in this question, when we say A complement, we are asking you students to find members that are found in universal set but they are not found in set A. So here what we can do is we are going to compare set A to the universal set. So we can ask ourselves to say, is 1 found in set A? We're going to say no, so it's not found in set A, so it's set T. A 1 is set A complement. Is 2 found in set A? Yes. Okay, so we're not going to write it. Is 3 found in set A? No. So 3 is a complement of set A. Then is 4 found in set A? Yes. Is 5 found in set A? Yes. Okay. Is 6 found in set A? No. So 6 is a complement of set A. 7? No. 8 is not also found in set A. Okay. Then we can close bracket. Okay. So these are the members of A of set A complement. These are the members of set A complement. Now we come to set B. So set B, we're just going to get the O of set B. Okay, we're going just to get all the members of set B, and set B is the one I've underlined there. Okay, so I can say set B is equal to 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there's nothing you have to do there. It's just to write all the members of set B. Okay, now we come to the question. The question is list A complement intersection B. Okay, so we're going to write A complement intersection B. Okay, is equal to, so what we're going to do now here is we're going to find, when we ask for intersection, we're asking for members that are found in both sets, A complement and B, which elements are found in A complement and B complement. So when you look at 1, is not found in both, 2 is not found in both, 3 is not found in both, 4 is not found in both. But when you look at 6, 7, 8, they are all found in both sets. Therefore 6, 7, 8, they make A complement intersection B complement set. So we're going to write 6, 7, and 8. Okay, like that. So the set of A complement intersection B is 6, 7, 8. Okay, consists of 6, 7, 8. So the correct answer was D. D was the correct answer. Let's go to question 10. So question 10 was, which of the following is not a condition for congruence? A, angle, angle, angle. B, angle, angle, side. C, side, angle, side. D, side, side, side. So the one which is not a condition for congruence is A. Okay, angle, angle. All right. Okay, now let's go to section B. Okay, section B. Now let's start with section B. Remember, section B starts at 11. So let's start with question 11. Okay, so question 11 was as follows. Factorize completely 6x squared minus 9xy squared. So factorize completely 6 squared minus 9xy squared. So what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to rewrite this expression which we need to factorize down there, just like I've done. The next, I'm going to look for a number that can divide the coefficients, which are 6 and 9. Okay, so I first of all I need to take care of the numbers before I go to the variables. So which number can go into 6 and 9? In other words, I'm looking for a highest common factor of 6 and 9. So the highest common factor of 6 and 9 is 3. Okay, 3 is the biggest number that can go into 6 and 9 without leaving a remainder. Okay, once I've done that, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask myself the question, which is which letter is found in both, or which letters or letter is found in both the first term and the second term. Now you can see that x is found in both, so I'm going to write x there. Is there any other letter that is found in both? No. Now let me come back to x. Why have I written x? I've written x because that is the smallest we have is x raised to the power 1, or just x. But if you add x squared as well as x cubic, or x raised to the power of 3, then I could have picked x squared or x raised to the power of 2. Okay, so when you look at variables, you look at the variable with smaller index or exponent. Okay, so now that is x. So the factor that can go into both terms is 3x. So I'm going to say open bracket, then 3 into 6, it will go 2 times, then x into x squared, it will go x times, then 3 into negative 9, it will go -3, then x into xy squared, it will go y squared. Okay, then close bracket. So that is the answer. Now I've factorized completely. 6x squared minus 9xy squared to 6x, or to 3x, open bracket, 2x minus 3y squared. Okay, let's go to question number 12. Okay, so question 12 was as follows. Solve the equation 2, open bracket, a minus 5, close bracket, is equal to 6. Okay, so this is the question you need to solve. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to write this question down. Once I've done that, then I'm going to distribute 2 to all the terms in the brackets, that is a and -5. So I'm going to multiply 2 by a, which will give me 2a. 2 by -5 will give me -10, which is equal to 6. Okay, once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is now is I'm going to put like terms together. I'm going to put like terms together. So I'm going to write 2a is equal to 6, then 10 will cross the equal sign, then it will become a positive, so it's going to be plus 10. Okay, once I've written like that, then I need to evaluate 6 plus 10. So I'm going to write 2a is equal to 6 plus 10 is equal to 16. Okay, once I've gotten the answer 16 there, then the next thing I'm going to do is now I'm going to divide both sides by 2. Why 2? Because I want to remain with a alone on the left side of the equal sign. So I'm going to divide by 2 this side as well as by 2 that side. Okay, so I'm going to say 2a divided by 2, or 2 on top will be cancelled and 2 down will be cancelled, leaving me with a, which is equal to, then I'm going to divide 16 by 2, which is 16 divided by 2 will give me 8. So the value of a in that expression is 8. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Okay, question 13 was as follows. In the diagram below, WXY is a straight line. YZ is equal to 24 centimeter. WX is equal to 4 centimeter. And WZ is equal to 26 centimeter, not 24 there. I'm going to change later on. That should be 26 centimeter, and angle WYZ is equal to 90 degrees. So you can check on that on the diagram to see the information presented and where it is. Okay, so the question down here, when you look down here on the left bottom side where the diagram is down, we asked to calculate the length of XY line. We are asked to calculate the length of the line which is XY. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to identify the length of the line which is XY. The line is this one, the one I've marked C in red. That is the distance we need to calculate to know the distance from X to Y. Okay, so for us to find the distance of X, Y, what we're going to do is we're going to use
this theory, which is Pythagoras theorem. So we're going to use this theory. So what will happen is I'm going to find first the distance, which is wy. First I'm going to find wy. So I'm going to find the total distance from w to y. Then later on I'm going to subtract from the distance, from the value I'm going to get, I'm going to subtract 4 from that number. It's because we have already given the distance, which is wx. Okay, so now let's focus on finding the distance wy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the theory, which is Pythagoras theorem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the formula, which is a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared. So a is the hypotenuse, and in this diagram hypotenuse is 26 centimeters. So I'm going to write 26 centimeters squared is equal to, then b will be 24 centimeter. So I'm going to write 24 centimeters squared plus c. Now, even though I've used c to denote the distance we're going to find, which is x to y, that c I've written in the formula is standing for the distance from w to y. Not only that c which I have indicated there. It's just that it's a coincidence that I've used c. There I could have used even b or any other letter, but just a coincidence that I've used c. So but c there in the equation is standing for wy. Okay, not c in the diagram, but it's standing for the length, which is wy. Okay, once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the square of 26 and 24. So what is the square number for 26 and what is the square number for 26? Or when we multiply 26 by 26, what number are we going to get? We're going to get 676 centimeters squared. And then when we multiply 24 by 24, we're going to get 576 centimeters squared. Then we're going to write plus c squared. Okay, at this stage now I'm going to put like terms together. So I'm going to write 676 centimeters squared. Then I'm going to get 576 centimeters squared. Come where there is 676. So when it crosses the equal sign, it's going to become minus. So it will be minus. Then which will be equal to c squared. So the difference we'll find is equal to c squared. So when you subtract that, when you subtract 576 from 676, you're going to get 100 centimeter squared. Okay. Now 100 centimeter squared is equal to c squared. Okay. Now remember, we want to find the value of c, which is wy. So what we're going to do is we're going to square, or we're going to find the square root of these terms, or we're going to find the square root of 100 centimeters squared and c squared. So what is the square root of 100 centimeters squared? Is 10 centimeter, which will be equal to, what is the square root of c squared? Is c. So we're going to write c there. Okay, now 10 centimeter is equal to c. Now, like I said earlier on, 10 centimeter is equal to wy. It's equal to the distance from w to y. Okay, you can check on the diagram where there is w to y. Now, when you look at the distance which is given w to y, you see that the distance is divided into two parts. Okay, we have got wx as well as xy. So it's more or less like they're adding wx plus xy, which is equal to yw. Okay, which is equal to w, because yw or wy is divided into two parts. The other one is 4 centimeter, the other one is not given, and that's what we want to find out. Okay, so what is the value of wx? It is 4 centimeter, which I'm going to write there, then which will be added to the value of xy. Now xy is not given, but it's denoted by by c. It is represented by c. So I'm going to write 4 centimeter plus c. Okay, that's c. Okay, then the two distances, the sum of those two distances is equal to wy, which is 10 centimeter. Okay, then I'm going to put like terms together at this stage, which I'm going to write c is equal to, then 10 centimeter, then 4 will cross the equal sign, and it will be minus 4, which is going to give us 10 centimeter minus 4 centimeter, and c will be equal to, so when we find the difference of 10 and 4, we'll find that it's 6, so which will be equal to 6 centimeter. So the length of xy is 6 centimeter. That is the length of xy. Now remember I said there where it's written 24 centimeter, it is 26 centimeter. And the question should read as follows. In the diagram below, wxy is a straight line, yz is equal to 24 centimeter, yx is equal to 4 centimeter, wz is equal to 26 centimeter, and angle wyz is equal to 90 degrees. That's how the question should read. Otherwise, 6 centimeter was the correct answer that examiners were expecting from you, cadence. Let's go to question number 14. Okay, so question 14 was, given that p is equal to -2, 1, 0, 5, 0, -1, A, state the order of p. I don't know why I left p there. I'm going to put it at the end. And b is find -2p. Okay, so now here what we're going to do is we are going to start with A. We are going to find the order of matrix P. So the order of this matrix is, when you are writing the order of matrix, you start by counting the number of rows. And now these rows, these are lines of numbers. Rows are line of numbers that lie horizontally. So in this matrix, -2, 1, and 0, they form a row of this matrix, and 5, 0, -1, they form another row of matrix. So this matrix has got 2 rows. Okay, columns, these are lines that lines from up going downwards, and these, in this matrix, the columns are made by -2 and 5, 0 and 1, 0 and -1. So this matrix has got 3 columns, so it is 2 by 3. Okay, so the order of this matrix is 2 by 3. Okay, let's come to question B. Question B is asking us to find -2p. So I'm going to write -2p here, then which is equal to -2. Then what's the value of p? Matrix P is open bracket, then that is matrix P. Okay, so that is matrix P. So what it means here, -2 is a scalar, so I'm going to multiply every element in this matrix by -2. So which will be, I'm going to open bracket down here, then I'm going to have -2 by -2, then -2 by 1, -2 by 0. There where there is 1, it should be 0, because that is 0 on that 1,3. Okay, so which is 0 there, should be 0. Then I'm going to come down here and multiply -2 by 5, then -2 by 0, then -2 by -1, then close bracket. Then -2, first I'm going to open bracket down, then -2 by -2 will give me +4, -2 by 1 will give me -2, then -2 by 0 will give me 0, then negative. Now on the first row I've finished multiplying those 3 expressions. Now I come down, -2 by 5 will give me -10, then -2 by 0 will give me 0, then -2 by -1 will give me 2, +2, and that is the final matrix. So that is the value of negative 2p. Okay, so there was supposed to be 0 there in brackets. I've changed. It was 1, now it is negative 2 by 0, and there I left state the order of matrix P, or state the order of P. So that is how you solve these questions. If you have got questions, you can ask in the comments. Okay. Question 15 was simplify 5a minus 4b plus a minus 3b. Okay, so what you need to do here is you need to simplify this term. So what we'll do is we're going to rewrite it down here. So once we have done that, then the next thing we need to do is we need to put like terms together. So what I'll do is I'm going to write 5a, then I'm going to look at any term that has got a in it. So I've got a there, which is positive a, so it's going to be 5a plus a. Then next I'm going to write minus b minus 4b, not b, minus 4b. And then the other term that is similar to 4b is 3b, so it's going to be also minus 3b. Okay, now once I've done that, then I'm going to find the value of these expressions I've made, which is 5a plus a will give me 6a, then negative 4b minus 3b will give me negative 7b. Okay, so this was the answer. So to simplify that expression, which is 5a minus 4b plus a minus 3b, will give us 6a minus 7b. Okay, let's go to the next question. Question 16 reads as follows. The Venn diagram below shows set A and set B. Okay, so now you need to take some time to study the Venn diagram. So as you can see, that's a Venn diagram. Don't be confused by my shading. I just had challenges to shade all the lines going horizontally. That's why you can see the lines on the right side of the diagram are vertically. It's because that's what was possible for me to shade, but that is, wherever I've drawn red lines there, that is a shaded area. Okay, the only part that is not shaded is set B. The entire set B is not shaded. Okay, so the rest is shaded. So the question is, use set notation to describe the shaded area. So since all members that does not belong in set B are shaded, so we can say this is B complement. So to describe this, the shaded area is B complement. Let's go to question 17. Okay, question 17 was find the value of the cube root of 125 plus the square root of 16. Okay, that was the question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this question down here. Once I've done that, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the cube root of 125. In case you don't know what is a cube root, that is a number you can multiply thrice in order to get a certain number. So in this case, we want to find a number that we can multiply 3 times by itself to get 125. Okay, so what we're going to do is the cube root of 125. This you must know the cube root of 125 in your head, or you should know how to find it so that you can do it on a separate answer sheet or working paper. Okay, then the cube root of 125 is 5. When you multiply 5 by itself 3 times, it's going to give you 125. So 5 times 5 will give you 25. 25 times 5 will give you 125. Okay, then once I've found the cube root of 125, now we need to find the square root of 16. So the square root of 16, a square root is a number that you can multiply by itself twice in order to get a certain number. So in this case, we want to find a number that we can multiply by itself twice to get 16, and that number is 4. So 4 by 4 will give us 16. So plus 4. Okay, so 5 plus 4 will give us 9. So 9 is the value of that expression, which is cube root of 125 plus square root of 16. Okay, let's go to the next question. Was Ndalama invested 250 kwacha in the bank and earned an interest of 50 kwacha after 4 years, calculate the annual interest rate. Excuse me. So, to calculate the annual interest rate, we are going to use the formula, which is interest is equal to principal multiplied by rate times time over 100. Okay, so now we are going to use this formula. So we're going to go back to the statement to see what is given. Is interest given? Yes. When you read the statement, you see where interest is given. So Ndalama invested 250 kwacha in the bank and earned an interest of 50 kwacha. So the interest is given, which is 50 kwacha. So I'm going to put 50 kwacha there, which is equal to, is the principal given? Yes. The money he invested, the money Ndalama put in the bank, which is 250, that is the principal. Okay, then multiplied by the rate. Is the rate given in the statement? No, we asked to find the interest rate, so times R. The R will remain just like that. Then time, is time given? Yes. When we read the statement here where the time is given, that is Ndalama invested 250 kwacha in the bank and earned an interest of 50 kwacha after 4 years. So the money stayed in the bank for 4 years. That is the time given. That's the time, the money which the money stayed in the bank. So the time is given, which is 4 years. So we are going to multiply by 4. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the kwacha signs. I just want to write numbers, no units. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to the whole that 250 multiplied by R multiplied by 4 will be divided by 100. Okay, so now here what we're going to do is I want to simplify the numbers on the right side. Remember, my focus is to leave R on the side of the equal sign. So I'll try to do as much as I can. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the fraction, which is I'm going to get rid of 100. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 50 there, which is equal to, then I'm going to look at the numbers on top if they have got any common factor with the number down. So I'm going to start with 4 and 100. 4 and 100, they have common factors. 4 can go into 100 and in 4 itself. So I'm going to say 4 into 4, it's 1. 4 into 100 is 25. Then as you can see also, 25 has also a common a number that has got a common factor with 25 itself. So the common factor is 25 itself. So we're going to say 25 into 25 is 1. 25 into 250 is 10, to go 10 times. Then I'm going to write what is remaining. So when I divide 10 by 1, I'm going to get 10, then which will be multiplied by R, then will be multiplied by 1. Okay, so the 1 here, which is a denominator in paper, the one down here has been divided, has been used as a divisor of 10, and it has given us the answer, which is 10. Okay, then I do not have a denominator now. Then I'm going to simplify what is on the right side. Remember, I want to leave R alone because I want to find the value of R. So I'm going to write 50 is equal to, then I'm going to multiply 10 by R, will give me 10 R, then multiply by 1. Okay, then I'm going to write 50 again, which is equal to 10 R by 1 will give me 10 R. Okay, now at this stage, remember my focus is to leave R alone, or to make R the subject of the formula, or to find the value of R. Okay, not making R the subject of the formula, but to find the value of R. So which means R should be on one side of the equal sign alone. So I'm going to divide both sides by 10 because I want to leave R alone. So I'm going to say divide by 10, divide by 10. Okay, then I'm going to divide 50 by 10. So 50 divided by 10 will give me 5. Then I'm going to, which is equal to, then I'm going to divide 10r by 10. So that means the 10s will cancel each other. So 10 there will be cancelled and 10 down will be cancelled, and leaving us with the r. So the interest rate, the interest rate is 5%. The interest rate is 5%. That was the interest rate. So that was the interest rate, which is like that, 5%. Otherwise, this is how you are supposed to solve it. Let's go to the next question.
Okay, question 19 was as follows. In the diagram below, the bearing of A from B is 255 degrees. Okay, so you need to take time and study the diagram. This is the diagram below, as you can see. So you take note of the points being mentioned, north, B, A, and where the 255 degrees is, or where is 255 degrees is. Okay, now let's go to the question. The question is down here, which is find the bearing of B from A. Find the bearing of B from A. So what we need to do is, before we do anything, we need to identify the bearing in question. Okay, so where is the bearing in question? So what we're going to do is, we're going to go to the point A, draw the north line. Once we have done that, then we draw the arc. Okay, then we identify the bearing, which is, we're going to give it a name of X. Okay, so that is bearing X, which is in question, and that's the question we want. Now we want to find that bearing. Now when you look at this diagram, you need to identify where there is a weakness, where there is a room for you to find another angle. So when you look at this diagram, the entire diagram, you see that the only angle you are able to find right now is the angle B. Okay, that's the angle you are able to find, angle B, the one I've circled in yellow there. That's the angle you can find right now, according to the diagram which is there. So what you are going to do, you're going to find a property that you can use to find the angle B. And the property we can use is angles at a point add up to 360 degrees. Okay, angle at a point add up to 360 degrees. Okay, that means when you combine angle B and the bearing, 255 degrees should give you a sum of 360 degrees. So that's what we're going to use. So we're going to say 255 degrees plus B is equal to 360 degrees. Now we're going to put like terms together. So what we're going to do is, we're going to write B is equal to 360 degrees, then 255 degrees will cross the equal sign and will become a negative, will become negative 255 degrees. So we're going to say minus 255 degrees. Then I'm going to write B. Then we're going to find the difference of 360 and 255 degrees, which will give us 105 degrees. So that is the value of angle B. So I can replace that angle by 105 degrees. Now we have found the angle which is adjacent to the bearing, which is A from B. Now let's try to see if we can find the bearing X, okay, which is B from A. Okay, now when we look at this now, we have known now that we have got two angles which are given, and then we can use 105 degrees to find angle X. So to use that, we're going to use a property which is co-interior angles add up to 180 degrees. In case you are wondering why we are using that property which is co-interior angles add up to 180 degrees, you should know that the blue line here is the north line, okay? And they are parallel to each other as they are going to the same direction and they will never meet, okay? So these are north lines that are going upwards, so they are not going to meet. They are parallel to each other, okay? Since they are parallel to each other, meaning the line AB becomes a transversal. A line AB becomes a transversal line. That means now angle X and 105 degrees becomes adjacent, co-interior angles, becomes co-interior angles, and they should add up to 180 degrees. Okay? So what we're going to do now, we're going to come up with an expression which is x plus 105 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Then next we're going to put like terms together. That means we're going to make x a subject of the formula. So we're going to have x is equal to 180 minus 105 degrees. Now we're going to write x, then we are going to find the difference of 180 degrees and 105 degrees, which is going to be 75 degrees. So the bearing of B from A is equal to 75 degrees. Therefore, I'm going to put where there is x, I'm going to put 75 degrees. That is the bearing. So the answer examiners expected from you cadence was 75 degrees. Okay, so let's go to question number 20. Okay, question 20 was as follows. A regular polygon has interior angle of 120 degrees. Find the number of sides. Okay, so what you need to understand is you need to understand what a regular polygon is. So a regular polygon, this is a polygon with the equal sides, equal angles, either interior or exterior. They are all equal. So this is the polygon we are given. That means this polygon, all the interior angles add up to, all the interior angles are equal to 120. Okay, so we asked to find the number of sides of this polygon. So for us to find the number of sides of this polygon, first we need to find the exterior angle of this polygon. Now remember, this is a regular polygon. That means if we find one exterior angle, that means we have found all the exterior angles. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a property which is interior angle plus exterior angle is equal to 180 degrees. This is the property we're going to use for us to find the amount of the exterior angle, or the degrees of the exterior angle, since we're given the interior angle. So I say we are told that the property we can use is interior angle plus exterior angle, which should be equal to 180 degrees. So we're going to write the expression which is interior angle plus exterior angle is equal to 180 degrees. Now once I've written like this, let's go back to the statement. The statement reads as follows. A regular polygon has an interior angle of 120 degrees. Okay, so what is given is only interior angle. So the interior angle we are told that is 120 degrees. So we're going to put 120 degrees where there is interior angle. So we're going to write 120 degrees plus exterior angle is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, then we are going to put like terms together, which means we're going to have exterior angle is equal to 180 degrees minus 120 degrees. Okay, then we're going to write exterior angle is equal to, then we're going to find the difference of 180 degrees and 120 degrees, so which will give us 60 degrees. Now 60 degrees is the exterior angle of this irregular polygon. So that means once we found one exterior angle, that means all the exterior angles are equal. Okay, once we've done this, then we are going to go ahead and find the number of sides. So to find the number of sides, we are going to use this formula, which is number of sides is equal to the sum of exterior angles over the exterior angle. Okay, So the sum of exterior angles over exterior angle. So here, what is you need to know is that no matter how many exterior angles are, the sum of exterior angle is always the same. Even if the number of angles are different, the other polygon can have three exterior angles, and the other one can have 20 exterior angles. Their sum will be 360 degrees. That is the fact, and that's what you have to know. So where there is the sum of exterior angle, we're going to write 360 degrees over then exterior angle. Okay, so we found that the exterior angle of this regular polygon is 60 degrees, so we're going to write divide by or over 60 degrees. Okay, now once we have written like that, then we can go ahead and divide 360 degrees by 60 degrees. So when we divide 360 degrees by 60 degrees, it's going to give us 6. Now this 6 is the number of sides, so 6 sides. So this regular polygon in question has 6 sides. So this is the answer examiners were expecting from you. If you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, let's go to question 21.
Okay, question 21 was convert 101.01 in base 2 to base 10. Okay, so students were asked to convert that number into base 10. So what you need to do is first you need to identify the place values of the number. So I'm going to write the number like that. Then I'm going to identify the place value of the numbers in this figure. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 1 immediately after the decimal point on the left side. The 1 immediately after the decimal point on the left side. So the 1 on the left side, what is the place value of that 1? It's 1s. Then the 0, which is the next 0 on the left side, is the place value is 2s, and there 1 at the end there is 4s. Okay, so those are the place value of those numbers on the left side of the decimal point. Now what is the place value of 0 immediately after the decimal point on the right side? It is -2, and the next number, which is 1 on the right side, is -4. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to multiply each number by its place value. So I've got 1, so I'm going to multiply 1 multiplied by its place value, which is 4. 1 multiplied by 4 plus then 0 multiplied by 2, its place value, then plus 1, which will be multiplied by 1, its place value. Okay, so I'm getting the place value from those numbers on top in yellow. Now I come to this number. I'm not going to put the decimal point. I'll ignore the decimal point. So I come to 0. So with the 0, I'm going to write plus. Now 0, since the place value of this number is -2, that means I'm going to get rid of the negative by writing 2 as a fraction, which is going to be 1/2. So multiplied by 1/2. This will also happen to the negative sign, which is 4. So I'm going to multiply plus then 1 multiplied by 1/4. Okay, once I've done this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write the products. So I'm going to start from the left side. So 1 by 4 will give us 4, plus 0 by 2 will give us 0, then plus 1 by 1 will give us 1. Now plus 0 by 1 over 2 will give us 0. Then plus 1 by 1 over 4 will give us 1 over 4. Okay. Once we have done this, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find the sum of these numbers. So I'm going to add 4 plus 0 will give me 4, plus 1 will give me 5, plus 0 will give me 5. Now I'm not going to add the fraction because I wanted to convert that fraction into a decimal number, because in the question we're given a decimal number, so even our answer should be in decimals. So I'm going to write 5, which will be plus 1 over 4. Okay, like I said, I want to convert 1 over 4 to a decimal number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 5, then I'm going to change 1 over 4 to a decimal number. So how am I going to change 1 over 4 to become a decimal number? I'm going to divide 1 by 4. So 4 into 1 is going to, 4 cannot go into 1. So I'm going to put 0 to 1. Okay. I should also tell you that I should put the plus sign there, just like I've done. Then I'm going to put 0 to 1. Okay, because 1 into 4 it can't, it will be 0. It can go 0 times. Then I'm going to put 0 to 1. Once I do that, I'm going to put a decimal point here down where there is 0. So as you can see, I've got 5 plus 0 point. I've put the point there, the decimal point, because I've put 0 to 1, and this 0 is coming from nowhere. Okay, if there was a number that maybe where I got the 0, then I shouldn't have put a decimal point. Now since I did not have 0, I got it from nowhere, then that means I need to put a decimal point to that number. Okay, once I've done that, then I'm going to ask myself, so how many times can 4 go into 10? It will go 2 times. Remainder 2. Okay, can 4 go into 2? No. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 0 to 2. This time I'm not going to put a decimal point, and the 0 is coming from nowhere. So now this time I'm going to divide 20 divided by 4 to give us 5. Okay, now 4 can go into 20 without leaving a remainder, and that's why we don't have a remainder. That means even our calculation has ended. So converting 1 over 4 to a decimal number will give us 0.25. Now I'm going to add that. So 5 plus 0.25 will give us 5.25. 5.25. So converting 101.01 in base 2 to base 10 will give us 5.25. Okay, now we can go to our next question, which is question 22. Okay, so question 22 was as follows. The diagram below shows a wooden rectangular block of length 20 centimeter, breadth 10 centimeter, and height 5 centimeter. So the block being described in the statement above is the one which is drawn here. So you can take time and look at the block. Okay, now the actual question we're going to solve is down here, which is given that its density is 0.06 gram per centimeter cubic, find its mass. Given that its density is 0.06 gram per centimeter cubic, find its mass. Okay, so to find the mass, that means we need to multiply the density by the volume, because the formula for finding mass using density is mass is equal to density times volume. Okay, so when we look at the statement above, you see that the volume is not given, and here in the question the volume is not given. However, we are given dimensions that can help us to find the volume. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the volume of this block. Okay, so the volume, to find the volume of any object or any regular object, we use the formula which is volume is equal to length multiplied by breadth multiplied by height. Okay, so which is, we're going to write volume is equal to, what is the length? If we go to the statement, you find that the length is 20 centimeter. But in case you're not given the length in the statement, but it is given in the diagram, so the longest side is the length. Okay, so which you are going to say 20 centimeter, so the length is 20 centimeter, which will be multiplied by the breadth. The breadth is 10 centimeter, and the height is 5 centimeter. Okay, then we're going to say volume is equal to, so we're going to multiply 20 centimeter by 10 centimeter will give us 200 centimeter squared, which will be multiplied by 5 centimeter. Then we're going to write volume, then we say 200 centimeter squared times 5 centimeter will give us 1000 centimeter cubic. 1000 centimeter cubic. So the volume of this wooden block is 1000 centimeter cubic. Okay, now we have found the volume. That means we have got the volume as well as the density. Now from here we can now go ahead and calculate the mass of this wooden block. So here we're going to write the formula of finding mass. So mass is equal to density multiplied by volume, like I said earlier on. So meaning we're going to have mass, and what is the density? So the density is this quantity given in the question, which is 0.06 grams centimeter cubic. So that's what I'll write there, which will be multiplied by, what is the volume? The volume is the amount we have just from calculating the one of circled there, which is 1000 centimeter cubic. So we're going to multiply by 1000 centimeter cubic. Okay, then we're going to write mass is equal to, so when you multiply 0.06 grams centimeter cubic or per centimeter cubic times 1000 centimeter cubic, we are going to get 60 grams. So when you multiply 0.06 grams per centimeter cubic times 1000 centimeter cubic, we're going to get 60 grams. So if you have got question, ask in the comment section. If you have issues with multiplying decimal numbers, how we have come up to 60 grams, you can ask in the comment section. We can create a video that can help you to understand how it has happened and where the centimeter cubic have gone. So in short, the centimeter, when we say gram per centimeter, it's more or less like a gram and centimeter cubic. It's a fraction where gram is the numerator and centimeter cubic is a denominator, and then the centimeter cubic to 1000, that one is also a numerator. Okay, so meaning the centimeter, which is a denominator, and the centimeter, which is the numerator, they will cancel each other out. That's why you have seen the centimeter cubics have disappeared. Okay, like I said earlier on, ask in the comment section. We'll be glad to do a video to clarify this. Let's go to the next question. Okay, question 23 was, given that f of x is equal to 2x plus 1 over 3, find f of negative 5. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to write the function given, which is f of x is equal to 2 x plus 1 over 3. Okay, once I've done that, then I'm going to write f of negative 5 is equal to 2, where there is x, I'm going to put negative 5 plus 1 over 3. Then I'm going to evaluate 2 negative 5. So I'm going to 2 times negative 5 will give me negative 10 plus 1 over 3. Then I'm going to add negative 10 plus 1, which will give me negative 9, which will be over 3. Then negative 9 divided by 3 will give me negative 3. So when I evaluate that, I'm going to get negative 3 when x has the value of negative 5. Okay, so let's go to question 24.
Question 24 was as follows. The table below shows the marks scored in integrated science test by learners in grade 9 class. Okay, so you need to take time and study the table. So we have got marks there, which ranges between 4 and 10. So as you can see, there is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that was 10 was the highest mark recorded and 4 was the lowest mark recorded. And down here we've got number of learners. So the number of learners who scored 4 were 3. The number of learners who scored 5 were 5. The number of learners who scored 4 were 4. Who scored 6, were 4. The number of learners who scored 7 were 6. The number of learners who scored 8 were 8. And the number of learners who scored 9 were 11. And the number of learners who scored 10 is only 1. Then let's come to the question. The question is, how many learners scored less than 8 marks? Okay, so they're asking us to find the number of learners who scored less than 8 marks. Okay, so what is important is, first we need to identify the marks that are less than 8. Okay, the marks that are less than 8. So the marks that are less than 8 are these. The ones I've circled in pink. That is 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the marks that are less than 8. Then after you have done that, then we also need to identify the learners who scored marks which are less than 8. So these are the learners. Okay, so they're asking us to find the number of learners who scored from 4 marks to 7 marks. Okay, so that is what I've circled there. The marks that are between 4 and 7 marks. And then we also need to identify the learners who scored less than 8 marks. So the number of learners who scored less than 8 marks are those numbers I've circled in green. Okay, once we've done that, then what is now left to do is just to add those numbers. Okay, so let's start with 4. How many learners scored less than 4 marks? Oh, sorry, how many learners scored 4 marks? We know that it's 3, the 3 down there in green. Okay, so we're going to get numbers in green because that is the number of learners who scored a given mark. Then how many scored 5? We can see that it's 5. How many scored 6? We can see that there are 4. How many scored 7 marks? We can see that there are 6. Okay, so those are the numbers we're going to add. So we're not going to add anything from 8 up to 10. Okay, so we are told to find the number of learners who scored less than 8 marks. Okay, so we're going to start adding. 5 plus 3 will give us 8, plus 4 plus 6. Okay, then 8 plus 4 will give us 12 plus 6. Okay, then 12 plus 6 will give us 18 learners. So 18 learners scored less than 80 marks. So 18 learners in class scored less than 80 marks. Okay, now let's go to question number 25. Question 25 was as follows. Solve the equation 4 plus 3x is less than 7. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the equation down here, which is 4 plus 3x is less than 7. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to put like terms together. That means 4 will close the less than sign and comes to the right side. Okay, so we are going to have 3x is less than 7 minus 4. Okay, then we are going to have 3x is less than, then 7 minus 4 will give us 3. Then at this stage I want to remain with x on one side of the less than sign, so that means I'm going to divide both sides by 3, so it will be over 3 over 3. Okay, so let me start with dividing 3x by 3. Okay, so since I want to remain with x, that means the 3 is on the left side will be cancelled out, so 3 there and 3 down will be cancelled out, leaving us with x is less than. Then when I divide 3 by 3, it is going to give me 1. So the value of x in that equation is 1. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so question 26 was as follows. Chipasha had 150 kwacha to spend. He bought the following items: 2 kg of fish at 56 kwacha, 2 kg of beans at 26 kwacha, 3 heads of cabbage at 4 kwacha each, 2 packets of onion at 8 kwacha, and 1 bottle of cooking oil at 16 kwacha. Question 26a. How much did he spend altogether? Question 26b is how much was his change? Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to come up with an expression that will help us to find how much he spent altogether. So we are told that he bought 2 kg of fish at 56 kwacha, and we are also told that he bought 2 kg of beans at 26 kwacha. Then third, we are told that he bought 3 heads of cabbage at 4 kwacha each. Now here, students, you have to pay attention. Here is where a lot of students have seen make mistakes. So here you need to take note of the price, which is 4 kwacha, and you notice that 4 kwacha is attached to the word each. Okay, and you also notice that he bought 3 heads. So meaning 1 head of cabbage was sold at 4 kwacha. So if he bought 3, then he paid the price of 1 head of cabbage multiplied by 3, because he got 3 heads of what? Cabbage. So when you're writing this transaction in the statement, you need to be careful that you multiply 4 kwacha by the number of heads he bought. So you can say plus 3, the number of heads, times the price, which is 4 kwacha. Then plus, if you want, you can just multiply this in advance and you write the product. But here I want to demonstrate so that you know what should be done. Then 2 packets of onion at 8 kwacha. Okay? Again, here you need to pay attention. 2 packets of onion at 8 kwacha. There is no weight each, so there is no need for you to add 2 8s. It's like
Okay, it is that one packet of onion was sold at 4 kwacha. Then when he bought 2, he paid 8 kwacha. Okay, so you be careful, you don't add to 8. So you will say plus 8. Then 1 bottle of cooking oil at 16 kwacha. So you say plus 16 kwacha. Okay, so what I'm going to do now here, I'm going now to evaluate this expression. Okay, so what I'm going to start from, remember, body mass. I'm going to start from those numbers in brackets. Body mass here is very important. So I'll start with this area, which is 3 multiplied by 4 kwacha. So I'm going to copy 56 plus 26 just the way it is. Then I'm going to multiply 3 by 4 will give me 12 kwacha. 3 by 4 kwacha will give me 12 kwacha plus 8 kwacha plus 16 kwacha. Okay, once I've done that, then now I will start adding. So 56 plus 26 will give me 82 kwacha. Okay, I've added 56 plus 26. So what I've added is this one, okay, which has given me 82. Then starting from 12, 8 and 16, 12 kwacha, 8 kwacha and 16 kwacha, I've copied them the way they are. Okay, once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 82 kwacha plus 12, the ones I've underlined. So 82 kwacha plus 12 will give me 94 kwacha. Okay, which will be added to 8 kwacha and 16 kwacha. Then I'm going to add 94 plus 8 kwacha, which will give me 94 kwacha plus 8 kwacha will give me 102 kwacha. 102 kwacha, which will be added to 16 kwacha. Okay, so 102 kwacha plus 16 kwacha will give me 100 plus 16 kwacha will give me 118 kwacha. 118 kwacha. So the question is, how much did he spend altogether? So we are saying he spent 118 kwacha. In case you are wondering about the zeros that are holding the Ngwe's section, it doesn't matter. As long as there are zeros, you can ignore them or you can put them, but the value will be the same. Now let's go to question 26b, which is how much was his change. So to find how much his change was, we are going to go back to the statement to find out how much he had. So we are saying he had 150 kwacha. This time I'm going to use the zeros so that you understand. Okay, then I'm also going to look at how much did he spend. So he spent 118 kwacha. So minus, so we're going to subtract what he spent, so minus 118 kwacha. Then I'm going to draw a line there. Then I'm going to do the actual subtraction. So 0 minus 0 will give us 0. 0 minus 0 will give us 0. 0 minus 8, it can't. We cannot take away 8 from 0. So we're going to borrow 1 from 5. So we borrow 1 from 5. We are going to first, we also put a decimal point there. Then we are going to borrow 1 from 5. Then we cancel 5. Then we put 4, which is remaining there. Because we borrowed 1 from 5, that means we are remaining with 4 there. Then we're going to say 10 minus 8 will give us 2. Then 4 minus 1 will give us 3. So 1 minus 1 is 0. Now, since you're in grade 9, you don't have to write 0 in front. Okay? Whether we write 0.032, it's just the same as 32. So the change was 32 kwacha. Okay? So we can even write his change was 32 kwacha. Okay, so these were the answers which examiners expected. Let's go to question 27. So question 27 was, in the diagram below, triangle ABC is isosceles and triangle BCD is equilateral. Angle BAC is equal to 40 degrees. And you need to look at the diagram below, which has got two triangles, and you need to take note that you know all the details, okay? And then the question is find angle A, B, D. Okay, so let's identify this angle we are asked to find. So the angle we are asked to find is this one here, where with the arc, the red arc there, which I will name it X. That's the angle we are asked to find. Okay, so for us to find the answer very well without difficulties, what we're going to do is we're going to dismantle this diagram so that we come up with the two angles that are being stated in the statement, so that we were able to find their angles exactly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the other triangle there and the other one down here. Now let me talk about the first one I drew. Okay, first let me remove the second one. Let me talk about the first one. The first one is the one which is described as isosceles triangle, which is angle ABC. Okay, and that is a bigger angle, and it has got one angle given, which is 40 degrees. Okay, so this is the triangle. You can see the side which is AC and the side AB, they are equal. That's why you can see those short lines crossing them. Okay, now we come to the second triangle. The second triangle, which is angle D, angle BCD, angle BCD, which is equilateral. So an equilateral triangle is a triangle with equal sides. Okay, so this type of a triangle has got equal sides. That's why you can see those two lines in all the three sides of this triangle. It says these sides are equal. Okay, so these are two triangles that are given. So what we're going to do, for us to find angle ABD, we are going first to find the angle of each triangle, the angles of each triangle. So let's start with the triangle ABC. Now in triangle ABC, one angle is given, and we are told this is an isosceles triangle. So let me first state the property of isosceles triangle that we are going to use to help us find the other angle. Before we go any further, let me name these angles as angle X and angle Y. These are the two angles we want to find. So I've named them angle X and angle Y. So therefore, let's go to the property of an isosceles triangle, or angles in an isosceles triangle. So in isosceles triangle, two angles are what? Are equal. Okay, in this isosceles triangle, two angles are equal. So in our case, angle X and angle Y are what? Are equal. Angle X and angle Y are equal. Therefore, we can call them as X's. Okay, all the angles, two of them, we can call them X. So this is angle X. Angle ABC is given a name X, and angle BCA or ACB is also called X, because they are equal. That's why I've given them one name, so that it can even be easier for us to come up with a formula that we can use, or an expression that we can use to find their value. Okay, now since they have got the same name, now we can go ahead and solve. So we can say 2x plus 14 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, 2x plus 40 is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, we can now, there we can put like terms together. Remember, we want to find the value of x. So in the triangle, wherever there is x, we're going to put in that value we're going to find. So we are going now, when we come back to our expression, which have 2x plus 40 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Then the next step we're going to do is to put like terms together. So we're going to have 2x is equal to 180 degrees minus 40 degrees. Okay, Then once we have done this, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to to find the difference of 180 degrees and 40 degrees. So we're going to write 2x is equal to, what is the difference of 180 degrees and 40 degrees? We're going to find that when we subtract 40 degrees and 180 degrees, we're going to get 140 degrees. Now here, we want to find the value of x. That means we need to get rid of 2x. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by 2. So 2 there, as well as there 2. Okay, so 2x divided by 2 will give us x, or 2 on top is cancelled and 2 down is cancelled, leaving us with x. Then 2 or 1 divided by 2, it can't, so we take 4 to 1, so it becomes 14. 14 divided by 2 will give us 7. Then without a remainder, now you can see that we haven't used 0. That means the 0 will come to the quotient, which will become 70 degrees. Okay, so the value of x is 70 degrees. In case you're wondering where is 180 came from, 180 came from, we all know that the sum of interior angles of a triangle add up to 180, or is 180. So that's where 180 came from. Okay, the total sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180. Okay, so now we come back to our answer, which is x is equal to 70 degrees. So where there is x, we're going to put in 70 degrees, and there 70 degrees. So now we know that the value of x is 70 degrees. Now, this is the bigger triangle. This is triangle ABC. Okay, so we're going to indicate these degrees were found on the actual diagram we are given there, which contains 2. So let's start. This is the triangle. It should start from that line AC to line BC. I don't know, it just malfunctioned there. It's supposed to be there on top, starting from there on top, from the line AC to line BC, okay, which is 70 degrees. Then again, that angle, okay, from line AB to line BC, and that is also 70 degrees. Okay, now we have found the value of those angles from line AC to line BC, okay, and line AB to line BC. Okay, now that is the value of those angles. Now let's go to the second triangle. Now this second triangle is the triangle that is the inside triangle, which is triangle DBC. Triangle DBC. Okay, I'm sure you're able to see where D is. Okay, that is the letter D, just near 40 degrees there. Even if it's small, it's in between. That is D. Okay, so we're going to find the angles of this triangle. Okay, now in the statement we are told that triangle BCD is equilateral triangle. Okay, so it is a equilateral triangle. That means all angles in a equilateral triangle are equal. Okay, all angles in a equilateral triangle are equal. So therefore, we are going to use this property to find the value of the angles of this equilateral triangle. Okay, but this should be in your mind every time. You should know that equilateral triangle has 60 degrees. It should just be in your mind. You don't even need to calculate. You need just to know it, that in an equilateral triangle all angles are equal and they are equal to 60 degrees. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we are going to name the angles. So X, Y, Z. Okay, now since we know that angle X, Y, Z, they are equal. Okay, angle X is equal to angle Y, which is equal to angle Z. So since all angles are equal, we are going to give them one name. which is going to be y. I'm not going to use x because I used x already, so I'm going to use y. So I'm going to say this will become y, and that x on top will become y. So meaning this angle is made of equal angles. This triangle is made of equal angles, or it has equal angles. So which means whatever value we're going to find for an angle applies to all angles. So instead of writing x plus y plus z, we're going to use a short way. We're going to say 3y. 3y is equal to 180 degrees. So in case you're wondering where 180 degrees is coming from, we are saying when you add all the three angles in any triangle, whether isosceles, equilateral, scalene, or they add up to 180 degrees. So the interior angle of a triangle, the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Okay, once we have written this expression, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by 3. Okay, then this side also by 3. Then 3 on top and 3 down will cancel each other, or 3y divided by 3 will give us y. Okay, will give us y. Then 1 divided by 3, it can't. So 18, we are going to put 8 to 1, then it becomes 18. 18 divided by 3 will give us 6. Then we haven't used 0, that's why it has become 60 degrees. So the value of y is equal to 60 degrees. So therefore, we're going to say, every y in that triangle is equal to 60 degrees. So we can change even the values of y. So that is 60, and that is 60, and that is 60 degrees. Okay, so when you add those 3 60s, they'll give you 180 degrees. Okay, once we have done that, then the next thing we're going to do is now we're going to indicate those angles we have found on the diagram, the actual diagram in question, the one which has got 2 triangles. So there we can say this angle is equal to 60 degrees, and that angle is equal to 60 degrees. Okay, and that angle on top is equal to 60 degrees. Okay, so now we have found that those angles were found. The other one, the angles in a bigger triangle is equal to 70 degrees, and those in a smaller triangle are equal to 60 degrees. Okay, so now what we can do is we're going to pick one corner, okay, of the triangle. So we can pick the one which is on the left side, where there is B. We can look at that. We know we have got the angle which is big for that is 60 degrees, and the angle which is smaller there is 60 degrees. The one which is big is 70 degrees. The other one which is smaller is 60 degrees. So what we're going to do is we are going to come up with an expression. Now when you look at these 2 triangles, before you come up with an expression, when you look at these 2 triangles, you will see that the difference of angle ABC and angle CBD is the value of angle ABD. Okay, follow me, I'll go slowly. The difference between angle ABC and angle CBD is the value of angle ABD. Okay, so we can write it here like this. We can say angle ABD is equal to angle ABC minus angle CBD. Okay, so now let's come to finding the values. So what is the value of angle ABD? We don't know, and that's what we want to find. So we're going to write ABD. Then what's the value of angle ABC? Angle ABC is equal to 70 degrees. Then minus, so we're going to say what is angle CBD? CBD, that is 60 degrees. Okay, then we're going to say angle ABD is equal to 7 degrees minus 60 degrees will give us 10 degrees. So the value of angle ABD is equal to 10 degrees. Okay, that's a value. So this is how you find it. I know you can do it very fast, but since I wanted you to see clearly, and that's why I took these steps. I'm sure they have helped, but if I wasn't explaining, there was even no need of dismantling the diagram. I can just, since I understand, I could have just been writing the expressions and just like that. I hope it has helped. However, let me just correct a few things here. Okay, we have this angle here, which is not exactly the way it should be. This one here, the arc, it should be like this. And this bigger arc should touch there. Okay, it should touch there. Okay, and then the same thing happens to this bigger arc here. It should touch that line and that line. Okay. All right, then I think those are the arcs that were not in place. Otherwise, this is how the diagram should look like. Okay, so you can see that the arc in red are for the bigger triangle, which is triangle ABC, and the arc in orange are for the smaller triangle, which is triangle DBC. Okay, if that's clear, I can go to the next question. Otherwise, if there is anywhere you're confused, you can ask in the comment section. Let's go to the next question, which is question 28. Okay, question 28 was as follows. Given that x is equal to -3 and y is equal to 2, find the value of xy minus 2x. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the expression given down here. We are trying to find the value of xy minus 2. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start replacing letters by the value which is stated in the statement. So we have seen that x is equal to -3. So where there is x, I'm going to put -3. Then where there is y, we are told that the value of y is equal to 2. So I'm going to multiply -3 by 2. Then minus 2, we are given 2 in that expression. Then what's the value of x is -3. So I'm going to multiply by -3. Okay. Once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the actual multiplication, which is -3 multiplied by 2 will give us -6, which will be -2 multiplied by -3 will give us +6. And then I'm going to evaluate -6 plus 6, which will give me 0. Okay, the answer will be 0. So the value of that expression is 0. Okay, let's go to the next question, which is question 20. Question 30 was, how many triangular faces has a square pyramid? How many triangular faces has a square pyramid? Okay, so first of all, I'm going to draw a square pyramid down here, like that one. Once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to count the triangular faces this pyramid has. Okay, now one thing I should clarify first is square pyramid. Why is it called a square pyramid? Because the base of this pyramid is a square. That's all. That's why it's called a square pyramid. Okay, because the base of the this pyramid is a square. Remember, always the name of a pyramid comes from the base of the shape of the base of the pyramid. Okay, so since we have got this, which is called a square pyramid, so we're going to count the triangular faces. So as you can see, there are 4 triangular faces. So we can write how many triangular faces as a square pyramid. You can say 4 triangular faces. So it has got 4 triangular faces. Okay, so that was the correct answer. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. It has been easy learning Z Mathematics. The future is bright. See you in the next video, and God bless you.